Hey, I'm Bob at ILikeToMakeStuff. Today I want to answer a few questions about this thing. So I don't typically do follow-up videos, and I don't plan on doing them, but there were a lot of the same questions that came up over and over in the comments about this video. So if you haven't seen this one, there'll be a link in the description. You can go check that out. But there were a lot of things that came up, and I just want to answer them here just to get past them. The biggest thing that came up, and a lot of people said it, is why would you use an Arduino for that? It's way overkill. So that's true and not true. It's true from the perspective of if you only wanted white LEDs and you wanted to be able to dim them, yes, there is a much simpler circuit that you could use to make that happen. But this is a NeoPixel ring, it's not a one color LED strip, and so this requires a data input. It needs something to tell it what color to show. Now you could also do that without an Arduino, but that would make this video and the explanation of the electronics much more difficult for somebody who didn't have experience with it. And probably the biggest reason that I used the Arduino is because I had it. It was laying on my desk. Arduinos are generally best at making proof of concept prototype items, and that's exactly what this is. This was a can I make this work project. Now if I was going to sell this, which I'll get to in a second, I would definitely want to simplify the components down to a much cheaper option, a simpler option, but that's not what this is. This is a proof of concept to see if I could get it to work with what I had around. And I did. Now people are asking about if I'm gonna sell this, or why didn't I turn it into a product, or why didn't I patent it? One, there's nothing special about this that makes it patent worthy. Ring lights have been around for a long time on cameras, and there's nothing really particularly special about this one. Personally, I would rather spend my time making videos for you guys rather than trying to develop this into a full-fledged product and figuring out what all you would have to do to make it cost-effective and all that stuff. So I don't really have an interest in turning this entire thing into a product, even though I will continue to improve on it and make it better and fully flesh it out. And that's actually another reason to have the Arduino. I can really easily add functionality to this as I continue to develop it. Once I get that design further along and further completed, it's possible that I'll actually sell these 3D printed housings, and then you could buy your own components and stick it in. People have asked for that, and that's a possibility. But whatever I do with this, if anything, I just don't want it to eat up my time so that I can't use my time to make videos. Now another thing that people have asked several times is about flickering of the lights. And that's because when you control an LED with a microcontroller, the microcontroller is actually using pulse width modulation, and that means just that it's turning the LED on and off at different speeds to control the fading. So if it's on and off really fast, it looks bright. If it's on and off really slow, it looks like it's dimmer. So that flashing, which isn't visible to our eyes, is often visible inside the camera lens. When I first started this idea, that was kind of a make or break thing for this project, so it was one of the first things I tested. I didn't see any flicker coming out of this, and I don't know if that's a condition of the NeoPixels or the camera or the microcontroller. I'm not really sure, but it wasn't flickering, and so that's why I went ahead with the project. So anyway, I just wanted to cover a few of those questions. Yes, there are cheaper ways to do this, there are simpler ways to do this, but this is the way that I did it. And hopefully by watching this video, you learned something or at least inspired to do something on your own. So that's really all I got for this one. Thanks for the comments and all the questions on both of the videos. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next project.